Welcome to Real Beauty and Pain. I'm Jay.
I'm Shell.
Today's topic is karma,
It's a bitch.
and it will find you. Well, I personally believe that for everything that I've done in my past, I've had to pay it back. And there hasn't been an expiration date. It could have been something that I did 20 years ago, and I'm paying back for it today.
Give us an example, girl.
Really?
Girl, bye. Look.
She want examples. You want receipts.
Don't nobody want to sit here and listen to us talk about karma. Everybody, okay, karma. Karma is real. You want an example? We want an example. The people want an example.
I'm going to give you guys an example.
Thank you.
So when I had my first daughter, and I was pregnant, her dad had another woman that he was dealing with at the time, and I knew it was really hard for her to have a kid, and I harassed that woman. I mean, harassed her.
It's not funny, but I remember,
And, I purposely did things to her and let it be known like I'm pregnant and I didn't do that not once, but I did it twice in another situation. And let's fast forward to now, my last two kids, I was with their dad for almost 14 years, and just 4 years ago, he had a baby on me. And to me, that's karma, because I did that to somebody else. So that's an example. That's an example. And I feel that people that are spiritually in tune, they don't get away with the things that people that are not in tune with get away with.
Absolutely, I agree.
God knows who is in tune and who is not. So sometimes we can see people that we know have a foul character and see them winning and having things and be like, feeling some type of way. And you know that you're a good person inside, and it's just life's been just so difficult for you, and you've been dealt a different hand. And sometimes you wonder why. And it's because, to me, but this is my opinion, God knows that you know better. So you don't get away with what other people get away with. Because these people may not be as in tune. So they're just living life la la la. Where us, when we do something, we knew better, but we still chose to do it. So for that, there's karma to pay back.
That too, but I feel like for me, a lot of things that I've had to pay back, I didn't know better. Nobody taught me. I wasn't raised in a household where I was taught really right from wrong. I mean, I love my parents. I just wasn't raised to. I had to figure things out on my own. Basically, pretty much is what. So I feel like I totally agree with you, but I feel like
so you feel that kicked you into survival mode. So you made a lot of decisions that you wouldn't have made
had I been taught otherwise, had I known otherwise. I feel like a lot of things in my life I've been through is because God wanted me to be a testimony. And I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't, but I know that things that I have lived through, it's a part of my testimony. Because I have girlfriends that are very successful. I have girlfriends who have master's degree. I have a girlfriend that's working on her PhD. But I just think for me, the reason why I had to go through a lot of hard times and difficult situations was so that it could be part of my testimony and
to help other
people as far as karma though, I'm not going to use the man example because I got plenty of those. But I'm going to use my son, for example. My oldest son is in jail. Maybe I shouldn't have used this example.
Oh, you're getting emotional.
But
Well, that's because karma, sometimes it doesn't even come back on us. We sometimes got to pay it back through our kids.
absolutely. So don't get me wrong. I'm a great mother.
Mhm.
You know.
Yes, she is.
I took my son out of the environment I was raised in, and that's why I moved to Nevada.
To try to provide him with a better environment.
But I feel like my karma for being mischievous as a teenager, rebellious. I lived a very rough life. I'm paying it back. You know, my son, has been in some trouble. But again, I as hard as it is for me in my soul, because he's my firstborn, and he's my twin, and he loves hard like his mom, and he has a good heart like his mom. He just makes bad decisions, and I feel like because his dad wasn't around growing up, I overcompensated with material things and my time, and I used to be like, boy, that's not an excuse. You have everything you want. Who cares if your dad's not around? But it really affected him. It really affected him. I kept him in sports. He had paid trainers. I did the best I could, and it was always a single mom. I've never had any help. But it didn't matter. So again, I know that's my karma, and as much as of a good mother as I aspired to be, I had to go through that because I had to pay my karma back. And unfortunately, I feel like it was paid back through my son. But all I can do as a mother is be there for him and try to guide him and get him on the right track. So I think for me that's like the ultimate karma. Anything else I've had to pay back, fine. But there's no karma that hurts more than you can't take the pain away from your children. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of decisions we make affect our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. But see, not only does it affect our kids, it affects everyone that took a part of it. Yeah. And I say that based on my situation with my daughter Serenity. And she's getting ready to be 18. But based on the decisions that were made a long time ago on my behalf, on her father's behalf, on his woman's behalf, everybody had to pay a price. So it's like a domino effect. Yeah. Karma works like a domino effect. It don't just affect that one individual. It affects everybody that had a part to do in the decision that wasn't right. So it's real important that you make good decisions.
You make good decisions. And that you're informed, because knowledge is power. That's the truth. Like, knowledge is power.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, with my son's situation, I do feel like that's part of my testimony. The things I went through as a teenager, as a young woman, with baby daddies and boyfriends and all that, all that's part of my testimony, hustling and all that. Yeah, but I also had to go through it as a single mom with a troubled youth. So that can be part of my testimony. I think there isn't a subject I cannot touch on throughout my life. I've been through a lot of things, but it's absolutely made me into a very open-minded, humble
individual.
judgmental. I don't judge anybody because I don't know why you do what you do, what you gotta do. Whatever you're doing it for a reason.
Right.
So this is a judgment-free zone, and I think that's why we've been friends for so long. It's because we don't judge, and there's nothing that I've done. The people in my life
accept you for
accept
who
me
you
for
are.
who I am. And I mean, like I said, I have girlfriends with PhDs that love me
I think you have friends from all walk of life.
off walk of life. We both.
Yeah.
We both have friends from all walks
of life.
of life, and we weeded out the judgy, wedgy, nose in the air type people. You know what I'm saying? And people are gonna talk. People gossip, and judge.
Yeah.
But in my heart, I know where I'm going. You know, I know where this is all leading to. I know my businesses and my story and my testimony is all gonna somehow mesh and cross,
Align.
and you know, be together. You know, so I think some of our sorrows in life or some of our obstacles in life are going to become triumphs because we went through them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that in my soul. But then there's another kind of karma too, like things when you're just plain evil people.
But that's what we was talking about earlier. Now that we are more spiritually in tune and more mature too, because maturity comes with growth.
Right.
You know, because when we were younger, the conversation we was having earlier is that if you fell out with someone, you're so stuck on wanting to win that fight that you hit below the belt. And anytime you hit below the belt, because there's certain things that will always be off limits. People's kids, that's a big one, you know. And when you start hitting below the belt like that, then me personally, I feel like your karma grows and you have to pay it back. Because of what I've been through now, when certain things come my way, I try to address it differently because I know that I'm going to be held accountable. And when you know that you're going to be held accountable, you start moving different.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. So that's why, as hard as it is for me, sometimes I do take the high road. Things that bother me, you know, I bite my tongue because I know better. So if I put myself in a situation where I'm being hurt, emotionally, I bite my tongue because I knew what I signed up for. And again, that's something that I have to learn. You know what I mean? You can't really put that on the other person because I knew better. And I'm still allowing this negative energy to be around me. You know,
take control of your actions.
And take control of my actions. So instead of reacting, I self-reflect. You know what I mean? And that's hard. That is hard for me to do.
Oh yeah, it's always hard to self-reflect because you have to come to grips with reality. And the thing about it is we all have flaws. And a lot of people don't like to admit their flaws. They always want to place the blame on other people. They want to, everybody's hating on me and this and that. But all these people can't feel a certain way about you without you holding yourself accountable for what you put out there, you know? So when you have to reflect on yourself, that's from the gate, that's you taking the higher road. Because a lot of people don't even know how to reflect on themselves and hold themselves accountable and say, you know what, I was wrong for doing this, and that.
Right.
You know? So the minute that you can admit to yourself where you were wrong, then you can grow from that experience.
Right.
And I feel like it lessens your karma.
It lessens your, when you learn from a mistake, it absolutely lessens your karma.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't do it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?